Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Wrestledraft in its entirety. I am Ol'Ed Ed Fries, and I am joined by the one and only right down here, Papa Chris Parrish. How you doing, Parrish?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing all right. Glad to be back. Glad to be back in the swing of things. You know, both of us. Hello, Bobby Petito, the what the fuck do we know about wrestling trivia champion on the YouTube side. We have our two-time Twitch champion over here, Chris Best, joining us, saying good evening. Good evening to both of you gentlemen as well.
Yeah, and just want to give a little bit of a shout out to everyone in the chat. And if by chance you were watching on the YouTube, make sure you give this video a nice little thumbs up. It helps us, helps our analytics. And if by chance you're new, give us a subscribe if you do want to. And then if you do like the video, make sure you hit that notification bell to alert yourself every time that our local establishment is live with a new video.
With that being said, we're here at SummerSlam, and you know what? I'm just going to get right to it.
All right.
All right, so things I got to do this week. I promised Trick Williams an exclusive rematch against AJ for North American Championship. Got to take care of that. And I'm losing AJ in 2 weeks. Sorry, I'm losing Eddie in 2 weeks. All right.
Ooh.
So let's see. Any new free agents? Maybe. We've only got this show and 5 more shows after that, and then we'll be right up to WrestleMania. Going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Chris Best saying, watching on my phone while I fire up my own GM mode. There you go. Playing GM mode right alongside us. And Bobby Petito saying, I'm having a great day today. I hope you guys are having a good one too. I'm having a pretty good day today, yeah. For me, it's NHL opening night. I was watching a little bit of my Bruins earlier. They were ahead last I checked. But I had to turn them off, so I'm hoping they're still ahead. So...
Well, my Oilers are just starting right now, so...
Yeah. Well, I mean, you are a couple hours behind, so...
Well, we were at the late game. Not behind. We just have a different time zone.
You're 2 hours behind us. That's what I said. 2, 3, 4. All right. Iron Man match, TLC, tables, backstage brawl. See what I can do here. SummerSlam Arena, 150,000. We'll wait on that for now. Let's book this. All right, let's see. In a TLC match, in my main event, I want Tiffany Stratton versus Bayley. In my opening match, in a backstage brawl, I want Finn Balor and Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner.
Bobby coming in saying NXT was great to watch last night.
It was a fun watch. Me and Ashford had a ball watching it. We didn't take as many notes as we normally do. I don't want to talk too much about the ratings because these numbers really don't matter. Like, I'll be honest, the numbers are unimportant. AEW's number doesn't matter because they weren't on the right night. So it doesn't transfer.
Yeah, but that was their choice. I mean, for
not really. Major League Baseball was like, we're having the game here, and TBS was like, well, you're moving.
Hey, I mean, they got to get used to that though. Monday Night Raw goes up against Monday Night Football almost all the time when football's going on. It's what you do. The nature of the beast. But hey, they went head to head with each other.
They did.
And NXT won the ratings.
They had a bigger number. They had a bigger number. I agree. They had the bigger number.
It was funny because I'm not going to say who I responded to. You can check my ex if you really care too much. It was a friend, so that's why I didn't really care too much. Now, it doesn't matter to me. If we just have a lot of people watching wrestling, I think the wrestling world wins. Who cares what you want to watch? Watch what you like. But obviously, we're both kind of pro WWE people. We like to see WWE win. Wow, we're not upset if AEW does well.
No, not at all.
But
Because if AEW does well, the whole wrestling world does well, because the wrestling is best when more people are watching it. And last night, 1.5 million people watched wrestling, and that's good.
I mean, this is also true. I mean, for the Canadians, all the WWE is on Sportsnet. So when there's playoffs, whether it's hockey, whether it's baseball, they tend to get the second fiddle to those anyway. So it's almost a similar thing. But my thing was, I heard a narrative of NXT only did well because they had to have so many veterans to help out the show, which I responded, well, isn't that why AEW signed the likes of Chris Jericho, Christian Cage, and Adam Copeland?
I mean, so here's my take on that. I'm gonna take a minute and pause on that one, because we had the show last night where we talked about the AEW with the NXT show, and I think WWE did a very good job of utilizing the veterans in the way that the veterans should be utilized. They brought in veterans to bring eyes to the product, to then turn those eyes and put them directly back on the younger talent, to get the younger talent over, to make the younger talent feel important. Unlike in years past where you just see, on a Legends night where you see Hogan come out and just has an appearance. Every person who came out there last night had a purpose on how to put over a younger star. And I think that's the difference between the two from last night.
Well, my thing is, like, one, I don't care who they bring in. When I watch the show, I want to watch a good show. And for all intents and purposes, they both put on good shows. Now, and exactly what you said, if you're going to bring in some of the veterans, I mean, obviously, when you watch NXT, you're not tuning it in for the John Cena's, the Undertakers, or the LA Knights, or whatnot. You want to see the Tiffany Strattons, the Braun Breakers, the Ilya Dragunovs, the Carmelo Hayes, just like anything else. So if you have the veterans there to help those stars become bigger stars, that's exactly the best case scenario. But it's no different from when AEW has guys like Christian Cage helping people like Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne, and you're having Luchasaurus in the ring with a guy like Adam Copeland. That's only going to help a guy like Luchasaurus out. So in their own aspect, they're doing exactly a similar thing as well. And that's what we want to see, because we want to see these younger guys become name draws just like the people that they're bringing in to help them out.
I agree entirely with everything you said there. I wholeheartedly agree with a lot of what you said there. I hate the narrative that, like I said, I understand the narrative, and I agree with the narrative that NXT's numbers inflated because people tuned in to see Cena, and people tuned in to see Asuka, and people tuned in to see Cody, and I get that. That's why I say the NXT number doesn't necessarily matter as much either, but I want to see what the number is next week. How much of that 921,000 people who were watching NXT last night stay and watch next week? If next week's number is 875, then that means that NXT won the night because of the fact that they did better. They did better than they were before because of the fact that they drew new eyes onto the product that weren't watching NXT and realized that these kids are tearing it up.
And the one thing people have to just be patient with is numbers are numbers. They're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't lie. Okay, that's how many people watched it. So what? Here's the thing. Here's the better number. And I don't mean you as in you, Ed. I mean you as in anybody who chooses to watch. Your number is 1. You're one viewer that is watching whatever. Did you enjoy your show? Because that ultimately is what matters the most. If you're watching something and you enjoyed it and you like it, great. If you didn't like it and you don't want to watch and you want to watch something else, do that. I, just like you, hate the narrative of the pettiness of which one's better and stuff like that. It's a fun debate when you can healthily debate it. But if you're just going to go on a social media and crap on something for the sake to make your own feel better, I think you definitely need to take a look in the mirror and realize you probably have other issues in your life.
Yeah, like I said, I think, and like that's one of the reasons why I say the number's not as important as they had a kick-ass show, and they went out there and made Carmelo Hayes feel like a star. They made Braun Breaker got chokeslammed by The Undertaker, got into a run-in with John Cena. You want to know who comes out of that looking like a big star? Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
Tiffany Stratton getting blown off by Asuka, and Roxanne Perez while losing in 10 minutes to Asuka. Going ahead and going in there and having Asuka just bow to her makes them both feel like a big deal. Tiffany Stratton getting that screen time with Asuka made her feel like a big deal. Roxanne Perez getting that spotlight right after Cody, knowing they had 30 minutes to deliver commercial free, and went out there and had a fantastic match with Asuka that anybody would be proud to have. She was the one who got selected for that match. I am the face that runs the place.
Yeah, but I am the man that runs your demand. How about that one? And that is fresh and new.
Sure, that definitely is fresh and new.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mr. Parrish.
All right.
Now be careful with your controller. You don't want to press too many buttons too quickly.
I sure do. Yeah.
You used that one contract card that you had on Angelo Dawkins, huh?
Sure did.
Whitney Quaid wants to leave.
That's
Is
fine.
she going to leave?
I think we all know why I brought her.
Yeah.
Oh, she's giving me money. Oh, thanks. Interesting. I have at least one submission match this week. All right. Oh, yeah, I got money. I totally forgot about that. It's been a while. Oh, look at that. Okay, then. That just works out perfectly, doesn't it?
I mean, submission matches are always nice, and when you get a card, when you have a goal for a submission match, it's always nice.
I have another contract one, too, just so you know.
Oh, okay. You got two then. It's been a while since either one of us has played this same.
I think the last time I realized, and I was like, you know what? If I
hey, my texting partner Ashford is here.
If I see them, I just buy them.
Yeah, and we got the video bro, Bobby Munson. Glad to see the duo back together again. It is nice to have the two of us back together one more time to go ahead. And in 2 weeks, we got WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So, season 2 WrestleMania is coming up.
It was really bad in terms of stamina.
No, other direction.
Yeah, well.
No, I was just looking at it. Yeah, that's the high stamina. At the bottom.
I know. I'm looking.
All right.
I actually don't have a lot of people in bad stamina.
No, you're in good shape. You're in better shape than I am with stamina. I have a feeling I'm going to have an injury or two this week.
So I'm going to hold off on that. And I'm going to do my logistics.
Well, Parrish is not going to have to wait to book his because he's definitely going to know that he can do it because he got that big money.
Yeah.
Bobby Petito asked, do you think they debut Lexus King in the NXT Men's Breakout Tournament? No. I think Lexus King is going to be in the tournament, but I don't think he debuts there. I think we'll see him on TV before that tournament starts. The way Cody made it seems like we're going to run out the women's breakout and then finish that and then have the men's breakout and potentially the Dusty Classic all at the same time. So I think it'll be a wait and see. Lexus King might also be too big of a name for the men's breakout tournament based on the names they chose for the women's breakout. So, Dar Amazing coming in saying, "What's up, draft people? What is up with you, Mr. Dar Amazing? Tell us about your day. What's you been talking about?" Found out my Bruins won their game, so I'm a happy
Well, that's
man.
good.
1-0 on the season, baby. 1-0. Oh, Dar Amazing's got a cold. I feel like I'm getting a cold. I just took some cold medicine, so I'm in a good mood.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, I don't need that.
Javier Bernal's not a bad name, as Bobby Petito says. I think he said it again earlier, a little earlier too. But yes, Big Body Javi might be a good name for the men's breakout tournament to be in it.
Yeah, I just think
I don't know.
If Lexus King is in it, I think Lexus King should win it.
I agree. I agree. I'm also a little bit less. I need to do some. So he did choose the name Lexus King as part in a tribute to his sister, which is true.
Yeah.
David Bixenspan. Astrid pointed this out to me, and I have to thank my tag team partner Astrid for pointing this out to me. David Bixenspan shines some light on the Lexus King name, and more importantly, the King portion of that name. And I have to do a little bit of research, and I have to go watch something I don't normally watch. And I'm going to have to go watch the Brian Pillman Dark Side of the Ring. Because apparently Pillman Jr. had some very negative things to say about his stepfather in that documentary. And Bixenspan was incredulous, it seemed, on Twitter when talking to somebody who said that that's the reason why the King name is there. So I'm going to have to do some research on that. But the Lexus part is, as Chris Bass says, a tribute to his sister Alexis, who died in a car accident. Miles Bourne is a good shout for the men's breakout tournament. I entirely believe he'll be in it. I also think we're going to see one of the kids from Chase U. I wholeheartedly believe we'll have a Chase U student in the men's breakout. I think that's almost a gimme. I don't think they'll win, but I think they'll be in the tournament in some way, shape, or form. The men's breakout is harder because we don't see a lot of the men on NXT as much, and I don't watch Level Up, so the breakout tournament people are a harder thing for me to gauge. It was in part a name he did use to get to the big leagues, Joshua Joseph. It was definitely something he used on the indies for a period of time before he ended up using the Brian Pillman Jr. name. Basically, apparently, according to Bixenspan, whom I believe in these kinds of things because this is what he normally does. He normally does this investigative journalism. Says that Pillman Jr. talked about him being an abusive person, his stepfather. So, like I said, I want to go back and do my research to figure out exactly what Pillman Jr. said in that episode of Dark Side of the Ring about his real father, Brian, to figure out exactly what's going on. Dar Amazing says, which part of Hank and Tank would you want in the tournament? None. I don't want Hank and Tank anywhere near either tournament. I have a feeling they'll be in the Dusty Classic, but I want them nowhere to be found on either side of that tournament. I don't like Hank nor Tank. Just like I don't like my green eggs and ham. Parrish, you can add that to the list. I know you have a list going over there somewhere.
I was gonna say a joke, but I'll refrain from.
All right, we got Ashton saying, "Oh, come on, tell us how much you love them." No, I don't lie on these shows, and no Hank Tank. I'm all set. I think so. Here's the thing: I think if they give Tank an Adderall and some Ritalin and get him away from Hank Clark, I think he might be okay. I might like him. Joshua Joseph says, I hear you, Ed. It just seems like a weird time to change the name of a guy you knew was this horrible. No worries, Ed. I hear you. And like I said, and I'm not saying that Big Cinsman is right, which is, again, half the reason why I want to do the research to figure out exactly what was said. I don't think Brian Pillman would have done it. I don't think Pillman Jr. would have done this if he didn't want to do it. This isn't the kind of name change that they force on him that he's like, look, this guy is an abusive guy. I don't like him, and I'm not going to do this. This seems like something that he agreed about. So if that's the case, then I have a feeling that either he was misquoted or it was poorly edited on Dark Side of the Ring, which wouldn't be the first time that somebody's come out and said the Dark Side of the Ring didn't exactly portray exactly what was said. But like I said, until I see the episode, because it's not a show I like to watch because I enjoy talking about good things in wrestling. And Dark Side of the Ring focuses entirely on negative things in wrestling, and I choose not to delve into that stuff. So, but no, I'm excited. I was excited for the promo. I loved that promo last night on NXT. So I'm hoping that regardless how he feels and what's going on with the King name, that if he's all in like he seemed he was all in last night, I'm down for whatever ride he wants to go on. Joshua Joseph says, no, not a Vice program getting selectively edited segments. Not Vice. Ash, I've never watched much on Vice. I don't particularly get Vice where I live. I don't have that. It wasn't on my cable, and I don't think it's on my Hulu. So I have to really do some work to go find anything from Vice. And Ashton says, me too. It was really well done. Yeah, me and Astrid were glowing about that segment last night. And then we both had a down-to-earth reality moment this morning when we read the David Bixenspan stuff, and we're like, we need to do a little bit of research on that. But again, everybody can get things wrong. Bixenspan might have something wrong. Bixenspan doesn't know everything. He's basing his information off of what he remembers from a documentary. So, again, grain of salt with everything about this. Yeah, I know that the shows can be found on YouTube. That's typically what I do. I just don't like telling people where to find things that are supposed to be protected shows like Vice. But yes, no, I can definitely find it on YouTube, and I will. That's how I've watched any of the Vice shows of the Dark Side of the Ring that I've actually wanted to watch, because I've watched a few of them. I have always watched them via YouTube. Parrish, how's your SummerSlam looking? As I've been chatting with chat.
Pretty good. I kind of spaced out. I'm not gonna lie, on a good chunk. Where's my callouts here? There we go. It's so weird that Bruno is better at a callout than Gunther.
And thank you, Chris. Right. You know that Vice is the one who puts them up there themselves, so it's not as bad of a solution. So yes, go ahead and check them out on Vice on their YouTube channel. Bobby Petito says you could put Dante Chen in the tournament. You could. I'd want somebody more exciting. It seems like they've already kind of decided that they're not doing anything with Dante Chen. And if that's the case, I'd kind of rather go somewhere else with it. But if they think Dante Chen is going to be worth the spot, then I'm all for going ahead and doing it. Because I like Dante Chen. I thought he was an interesting character. Parrish has got a big show on the books here, $341,000.
Yeah, I had money.
All right. Parrish, which of my matches would you like to watch?
I want to see the Red Flame.
All right, we're going to watch an Iron Man match then. We have a new rule.
Oh, no.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I did not see that.
It's supposed to be 15 minutes, and that's our self-imposed rule. So if you want to, we can.
No, let's do the mid-card tables match, the AJ and Trick instead.
All right, we'll do AJ and Trick. So Scott Steiner and Finn Balor in a backstage brawl to open up the show. Scott Steiner.
Because I'm assuming you're picking the TLC.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch. No, I'm actually gonna watch the Extreme Rules Fatal 4-Way.
Oh, okay.
5-star legendary match in rivalry complete between Balor and Big Papa Pump. Eddie Guerrero getting in here the last couple weeks with me, so grabbing me some fans.
Then
we're gonna go ahead and
if you're gonna do that, can I change it to the main event then?
Sure, we can watch Bayley versus Tiffany Stratton. That's fine.
It's 8:30 for me, so that's not the AEW time to put the ladies on, so we can do it then.
Maybe it'll take us about an hour to get there. We can go ahead and make sure that the ladies are on at 9:30. If not,
then we should watch the Iron Man.
So we got one half of the tag team champions, Julius Creed, coming out. This is an NXT championship match as well, by the way.
Okay. So you could be wearing a lot of gold when this is all said and done.
Julius could be a 2-time champion. Bobby Petito suggests that maybe Damon Kemp could be in the tournament. I expect to see Damon Kemp in this potential breakout tournament. We got the prize fighter Kevin Owens coming out here. Kevin Owens, the one who the spoof account of Kevin Owens that confused Sportskeeda yesterday for NXT. Did you see that story pop up?
No, I did not.
So there's a guy who has a spoof account of Kevin Owens where it's basically Fight Owens Fight, and he copies Kevin Owens. Yes, Astrid, your man Julius is in this match. You can have your little hearts and in your eyes and everything else. We got Randall Keith Orton in here. But no, there was a spoof account because it's not, instead of Fight Owens Fight, it's FIHGT. But Sportskeeda, whoever did their research, did not do it well enough and didn't see the misspelling on Fight Owens Fight for the spoof account. And he tweeted out a picture of him with the NXT logo and being like, maybe I'll show up tonight because I want to fight. And they reported that Kevin Owens was going to potentially be at NXT last night. Here we got the NXT champion Veer Mahan, because Veer is coming.
I mean, if by chance, if LA Knight wasn't able to do what he did, I could have seen Kevin Owens be the replacement.
I agree too, but I would have taken it more for... I'm more taking a chance to dig at Sportskeeda for not having the ability to figure out that was a real account versus a fake account and reporting it.
I mean,
and it's not like they did a good job. Like it's an obvious misspelling, and they just didn't catch it and botched it. Oh, and the main event tapings this week, Asuka wrestled against Kiana James. Very nice. Very nice, Mr. Bobby Petito.
I did like the fact that they kept up with the undefeated streak on NXT for Asuka.
I mean, she's not undefeated on NXT, just so we're clear. She has been defeated once on NXT, even though NXT refuses to acknowledge it. She was defeated in a battle royal by Ol'Ed everything Eva Marie.
Battle royals do not count in your win-loss record when it comes to a singles match.
I agree and I understand. However,
they actually don't count on your win-loss record, period.
I know, but she still did not win every match in NXT like everybody seems to think. Mm-hmm. And I always like to make sure to remember that Asuka has lost a match to Eva Marie. Because it'll be the most important thing Eva Marie has done in her entire career.
Yeah, because it definitely isn't holding a job.
Josh Joseph says, Ed and Chris, we had Aaron Greiner from OVW on our show this week. He's referee and a producer. Well, fantastic. I need to watch the wrestlers. I still haven't caught it. I know Astrid's been watching some of the wrestlers. Parrish, I know you've been a very busy boy with the new child and everything. Have you been able to catch any of the wrestlers on Netflix?
Yeah, I've seen it.
And did you know who this Aaron Greiner is? And can you give me any more knowledge about it?
I do. I mean, I know who he is, but like,
okay,
they really don't like go in detail much about like who he is. I mean,
well, I wasn't
really,
sure if he was one.
It's more on the
was
wrestlers,
on the
but
show.
yeah, I mean, you get a little bit of.
Well, I figured that they I know that they focused heavily on what is it, Haley J or whatever her name is.
Yeah,
she's heavily focused on in the show, if I remember correctly, based on
and that's because that it has a lot to do with the fact that she's young. She's picked up a lot in wrestling very quickly. She is second generation, and obviously there was something to her because she did get invited for a tryout. Now we all know the story that did not actually happen based on her medical report, but it is looking like she will get a second attempt there. So yeah, and as perspective,
what is her lineage for second generation? You mentioned that. I don't know. Like I said,
her mom, who also works in OVW, also wrestles.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was somebody that I would know or have heard of.
To be quite honest, I didn't know much about them before the show. So the show does teach you a little bit about who they are.
Well, I'm happy for OVW. I'm happy for Al Snow because Al Snow's done a lot of work with OVW in keeping it in a high regard as far as still trying to produce tomorrow's superstars today, which is the slogan for OVW since it was a WWE territory when it was when it was NXT. And I'm glad that Al Snow is doing that. And if you're going to learn wrestling from anybody, learning from Al Snow is probably one of the best. Man's a legend.
Yeah, he definitely knows how to get ahead in the wrestling.
Oh, I literally walked you right into that one. Damn it.
Oh, you did. Thank you. Hey, I'm officially a dad. I can now make those jokes.
Yes, you can make dad jokes now. Asher Bizarro says, I've been seeing their sold out graphics on their Twitter for their events, so that's nice. Yeah. Like, again, independent wrestling, which is what I consider OVW to be one of the bigger independents. It needs to have good things happening to it. And if a Netflix documentary is going to help in bring that to life, then that's a good thing for the business. And look, it's putting a spotlight on EC3. It's giving Jesse Goddard, somebody who I feel really could have done something on a bigger stage years ago.
Well, EC3 wasn't on the show.
No, but he is feuding with Jesse Goddard in a main promotion and a main thing because of the wrestlers and where Jesse Goddard has been positioned. EC3, I think, has been brought in to try to take down Jesse Goddard as the OVW champion, if I remember correctly. I know I saw a promo between the two where they had Dixie Carter do a cameo to go in and back EC3 to continue that lineage, which was funny. Bobby Petito saying Sean Spears is the world champion at World Series Wrestling in Australia, and Cassie Lee is the WSW Women's World Champion at the same show. Yes, they both won titles at the exact same show on the exact same night, with Sean Spears defeating the indie god himself, Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona. Well, I mean, I feel like at this point he'd want to go by Zack Ryder because isn't his whole gimmick that he's sports entertainment? So he would go back to his old WWE name?
No, he'll never touch that name again.
I know he posted a tweet about his wife the other night from Raw, and I sent it to Asher thinking it was just some creepy guy comment, not realizing that the comment was from Matt Cardona himself.
That's because like his picture, like if it's like a small, like if you're not really looking at it that much, like you don't even know it's him. So you kind of do think it's somebody else.
I had a video, like I had a small YouTube video overplaying my Twitter, and I was just like scrolling through Twitter. And it was like, I can't wait to take this top off with my teeth. And I'm like, the hell are people like posting shit like this? And then I sent it to her. I'm like, This is crazy. Why are people posting this shit? And well, how does it have like 10,000 likes? And I realized it was Cardona, and I'm like, oh, that makes more sense. That's his whole gimmick.
Yeah.
It is his wife, after all. He's kind of allowed to go thirsty on his wife.
That wasn't even his favorite one that he's done recently about her, but we don't.
No, he's done a lot of great ones. I agree. We're not going to talk about all of them, but I just thought it was funny that I didn't realize it was him.
Yeah.
This has been an interesting, entertaining Extreme Rules match over here. We got Bobby Petito saying he's supposed to wrestle in Steph DeLander. Steph DeLander did get hurt during the tour. I believe she'll be all right. They kayfabed that injury pretty good, saying that she was going to be out for the rest of the tour. I think she'll be fine. I don't think it was as bad as they made it out to be. They wanted to play it up for the show and the crowd and all that kind of stuff when she got put through a table by Cardona himself by accident. Oh, Randy hit an RKO out of nowhere.
Nope. KO was a little too patient with that sledge.
He was. He was indeed. Oh, Randy's going to mock Veer Mahan. Veer's got 3 finishes, man. If he can start hitting a finisher or 2 here, he could spam out on everybody and then just end this match real quick.
And Julius is flexing to the apron. So,
you know, he's probably looking at Astrid and flexing for her because we all know how much Astrid likes to watch Julius flex.
Nice little Russian leg sweep there by Randy.
Yeah.
Randy.
I'm very excited for the documentary when Randy Orton's career ends and we get to really hear this, like the full story of his career from beginning to end. I think it'll be a fun story to listen to.
Oh, it's a stunner.
On the ladder.
Only gets a 2.
Bobby Petito jumping in saying Cassie Lee did 2 tag team matches with Harley Cameron. There we go. Knock off Nikita Lyons herself, Harley Cameron. No, I don't know much about her. I know she has some kind of singing, rapping gimmick that she does. Again, these AEW talents, I don't always know who they are and what they do. Chris Best says, I want Randy to write a book just like Taker should write one as well. As long as Taker keeps it to in-ring stories and things that happened on the road and keeps his politics out of it, I think it'd be fun to listen to Taker.
I would like to see Taker kind of do more seminars, like for independent promotions. I think that would be amazing.
I can't imagine what that fee would be, though, for Taker. Like, it's got to be an exorbitant fee, don't you think?
Yeah, but I mean, it would just be worth it. Like,
oh, I agree.
Like getting here comes.
Well, I mean, that is why Taker showed up on NXT last night, is because he was heading down to the Performance Center anyways to go ahead and do some training and some seminars with the NXT and Performance Center talent as it is. So,
and he even brought his gear like a true professional.
Yep. We got Bobby Petito saying Harley Cameron is dating Zion Quinn. Well, that's nice. Free agent Zion Quinn. WWE kayfabe free agent Zion Quinn, I should say. As he was named a free agent in the draft process, but has not appeared on either show. I mean, he appeared on Raw in a Battle Royal at one point, but that's about it.
What a stoppage by Randy Orton there.
Yeah, Randy wants this championship, man. I'm telling you. It's the NXT title in the second match, man. It means something here.
I love how both of our shows have our world title not in the main event.
Well, I mean, I have my women's world title as the main event, so that should count for something.
I don't even remember what the main event was.
Yeah, this match is pretty fun so far. We've only got about 5 more minutes before we have to quit it and simulate it, but it's been a fun little match so far. I'm excited. It's been a good time with these 4 guys. I figured Extreme Rules would make it a little bit easier to knock people down and put them out of action, but that's not exactly been the case.
I don't think this will go much longer.
I hope not. There's a lot of red on these guys.
Yeah.
Come on, Randy. Hit that RKO, buddy. Come on. There we go. Everyone's out of the ring. Just you and Julius. Hit the RKO and get the win. No. Julius is going to the outside.
I don't think anybody understands what Julius is
doing. Tag team wrestler. You get back in the tag corner. There we go. Randy with a Fez press.
He knows what he's doing in there.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. KO cleaning off the commentary table. Julius bleeding above the eye. Oh, KO's got a... Is that a bat? I think it's a bat.
It's a Singapore cane.
Well, Randy has the Singapore cane, but I think Julius and KO in the background, I think, is a baseball bat.
Yeah, that is true. They are just trying to figure out who they think is going to win the World Series.
Well, it's not going to be Kevin Owens' Canadians fans, so that is what it is.
Well, I mean, it would have been the Montreal Expos.
Eric Redbeard is doing matches as well at the World Series of Wrestling in Australia. Well, good for him. We wish the best for Eric Redbeard. He's had a rough few years over there, so hopefully something goes well for that man in his career. Oh, Veer Mahan trying to put KO out of the ring. Oh, now Randy rolls out, and Veer, he's got to stun Julius Creed here. 1, 2. Veer Mahan retains the NXT Championship. Good job, Veer. 3 cheers for Veer.
The end is Veer.
The end is near with Veer.
Oh, the end is Veer.
All right, Veer Mahan, 5-star legendary match. Owens and Mahan goes to level 3. Doesn't seem like anything happened, unfortunately, with the Randy Orton versus Julius Creed rivalry, which is a bit unfortunate for us. But it is what it is.
Oh, Orton and Creed rivalry complete.
All right, there we go. That's good. All right, so it did do something for us. Jey Uso goes out there, loses 3 popularity, but gets me $11,000, which is nice. We got the Red Flame, myself, versus Clay Cortman in an Iron Man match. We simulate. Who's got the big win here? The Red Flame. I pick up the win in a 4.5-star Iron Man match. There we go. Rivalry complete. Thoughts, Parrish?
I wonder how. I wonder what. I wish they would say like what the falls were. Like,
I do too. I really do. That's the one thing I would like for next year is them to put like the falls for an Iron Man match.
Yeah,
AJ Styles
like
retains.
Statistics.
AJ retains in a 5-star legendary match against Trick Williams as they finish off their rivalry. Roman Reigns out here doing some advertising. Ooh,
the style is better than the Trick.
Well, Trick went out there to whoop that Trick, and Trick got whooped. And of course, we're now going to spectate my main event tables, ladders, and chairs match between Tiffany Stratton and Bayley. If this match is not over by, let's see, we got 15 minutes from now, so 11:05 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, 5 after the hour. We will go ahead and simulate that. Of course, we got Tiffany Stratton versus Bayley, part of Damage Control. TLC match for the NXT Women's Championship. My favorite iteration of the NXT, the main NXT Women's Championship. The black and gold straight, nothing behind it.
I just don't understand why they don't go back to it. They
I agree.
took away the paint splatter. Like, it's like the easiest transformation.
Bobby Petito jumping in saying Cassie Lee's wrestled 4 matches this year. Yeah, she started her comeback tour after having a child, which is nice.
I mean, that's nice 4 more than I had.
That is 4. That is no. You had 1 match this year, didn't you?
Nope.
You didn't retire last year. You tried this year, didn't you?
Last match was in December.
Oh, okay. So then, yes, it is. Mm-hmm. I thought your last match was in February. I do apologize.
Dude.
Rumors coming
by chance. If I don't have a match at all in 2023, it'll be the first time I didn't wrestle in a calendar year since 2002.
2002 is the year I graduated high school.
Mm-hmm.
Big names have apparently been keeping an eye on Tiffany Stratton in WWE. Apparently, Bianca Belair is a big fan of Tiffany Stratton, wants to see what she's got going on. Charlotte Flair has apparently been keeping an eye on Tiffany Stratton. Both of them apparently have been quoted as saying, again, according to the dirt sheet, so grain of salt with all of this, that both of them believe there's a chance that Tiffany Stratton could be one of the future staples of women's wrestling in WWE.
Yeah, I saw it. We mentioned it on Busting Out that somebody had a graphic where they had Tiffany Stratton, I believe Roxanne, and Cora Jade, and I want to say Lyra could be this generation's 4 horsewomen.
I think there's a chance that both Roxanne Perez and Tiffany Stratton could be to the level of 4 horsewomen. I think Cora Jade needs a lot of work to get to that level. I think that Lyra Valkyria will answer a lot of questions on October 24th when she wrestles Becky Lynch for that NXT Women's Championship on the 24th at Halloween Havoc Night 1. That will answer a lot of questions about what's going on with Lyra and her position in the company. Bobby's right. Trish Stratus is also a big fan of Tiffany Stratton. I agree.
Lyra had a great match with Rhea. So if that trend does continue where she does step her game up when the names are bigger, this could be potentially one of her best matches.
Yeah, and to be honest, she had a really great match at Battleground. I was there live watching the match, and I thoroughly enjoyed her Battlegrounds match against Tiffany Stratton for the vacant championship when Tiffany won. That match was killer. I really, really enjoyed watching that match live, and I wasn't a Lyra Valkyria fan at all, but she proved something to me that night. Absolutely, live in that building, it was Tiffany Stratton's time, and that crowd was very pro Tiffany. But Lyra Valkyria proved something to that crowd in Lowell that night, and that was the first time I realized that Lyra might have something. She just needs a better finisher, because that little itty bitty tadpole splash thing that she does, it ain't it, mate. Oh, the Bailey to belly from the top rope. Very nice by Bailey there.
Is that it though? Oh man, she is making a mistake.
She put up the ladder. She only needs one more rung.
Exactly.
could have been the end right there, but she decided not to. Oh, Tiffany goes out of the ring. Bayley follows. Bayley should know better. She's a veteran heel. She knows better than to go outside that ring. Oh, Tiffany setting up a ladder, but unfortunately it's a ladder bridge.
That's okay. There's a table now set up. What do these girls have in store? Apparently they are admiring each other right now. Bayley gave Tiffany too much time to rest. Is that going to come back to honor?
Potentially. Sorry about that. Oh,
Bayley threw a table.
Bayley threw a table. Now just chuck her out of the ring and get the win, Tiff. Come on. Come on. It could be Tiffy time right here if you get the win. Trish Stratus did an interview with Reality of Wrestling YouTube channel where she was talking about Tiffany Stratton, Becky Lynch, among other things. Yeah, I mean, her and Booker T are great friends. I have no real surprise there that, she was doing something for Reality of Wrestling. By the way, Parrish, I know you'll want to go ahead and say these congratulations to the Diamonds champ. Oh, and speaking of new champions, we'll go ahead and do this one. Tiffany Stratton wins the NXT Women's Championship in our main event from Bayley. But going back to what I was about to say, Parrish, a friend of yours, I believe, Gigi Ray, has won the Reality of Wrestling Diamonds Championship over there in Reality of Wrestling.
Yeah.
I think you've worked with her a time or two, haven't you?
I haven't worked. We've done some shows. When she came up to Alberta to kind of like train and work on stuff. I mean, that was kind of a good chunk. I was always there for a good chunk of time. But we've never actually had a match or been in matches together. But obviously shared locker rooms before, so.
You're at least familiar with her.
Yeah.
All right.
So I did congratulate her.
Yeah. Which match would you like to watch on your show?
Well, I mean, you gave me the choice first, so how about I give you the choice first?
Why don't we do a tables match between Giovanni Vinci versus Cody Rhodes for the World Championship?
Okay. I think I am going to pick the TLC between Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley.
There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and simulate.
So we got a steel cage between the Good Brothers and the Viking Raiders, who come out of the rivalry as the tag team champions. So not too shabby. Then we got Seth Rollins getting to that level 2 with Ilya Dragunov.
There we go. Then we
got Bray Wyatt against Austin Theory in a backstage brawl.
Oh, A-Town Down gets the win. Backstage, 4 stars.
We got The Rock. Give me 5,000 fans, because
gotta give him 5.
Hey, you gotta let him cook. And then here's the first match we're gonna speculate: Becky Lynch going up against Rhea Ripley for the Women's Championship in TLC.
We got Bobby Petito also saying that Taylor Rising tag teaming with Natalia Markova to go after the NWA Women's World Tag Team Championships at NWA Samharan on October 28th. That'll be fun. I don't keep up with much NWA as that cesspool of terribleness run by Mr. William Pumpkins over there. I mean, at least EC3 is their champion now, but still. There's a lot of great talent down there in NWA, and I hope that some of those women who are ultra talented can get a stage bigger. Camille, what do you think about Camille? I don't know if that happened before you left or after you left, but Camille apparently done with the NWA potentially. Where do you think she should go? What do you think she should do?
I personally think she should go to Impact. And I think she could be a real big player in that scene. I honestly don't. If you're a female and you want to be treated well with, I just don't go to AEW. However, I do think Camille could benefit in an NXT too. So, but I mean, when you're a female looking to get onto a televised show, whether it's AEW or WWE, you got to look at who the top of the players are. And we got two really good examples of why WWE can attract female talent, and that is Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch.
Oh, absolutely. Bobby Cheeto saying that Pretty Empowered, Ella Envy, and Kylie Page are the current NWA World Tag Team Champions. This is, I believe, a factual statement. I haven't checked on their championship lineage, but I'm sure Bobby Pacino knows exactly what he's talking about there. Camille is going to be with Tom Latimer in his corner for his match against EC3 at NWA Sam Haran for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Like, that would be fun. Like, Tom Latimer is another guy who kind of came and went, you know? I think there was something potentially there when he was Bram and Impact for a while, but circumstances and opportunities just never presented themselves.
Well, he was also in the WWE for a bit too.
Was he?
Yeah, I believe he was.
He was in developmental. I don't think he ever made the main roster. He sure as hell wasn't in NXT.
I don't think he was in NXT, to be quite honest. Like the early part of it.
I'm looking it up now. Give me one moment.
Yeah, it was Kenneth Cameron. He started the Ascension, man.
Oh, okay. Is he the other member of the Ascension?
He was the very first one.
Oh, okay.
Like with him and...
Okay, so this is when NXT was still FCW.
No. They were on. Like they were on. He just didn't last very long. Like they were on they were on the network. They had started kind of the thing. At I guess it was Full Sail. So yeah.
Yeah. When they rebranded to NXT, Cameron and O'Brien wrestling as the Ascension. Wrestled against, here's an interesting tag team. Speaking of people being in the news for good and bad reasons, they wrestled against a tag team of Mike Dalton and CJ Parker. Mike Dalton and CJ Parker are early wrestling names for Juice Robinson, and one, Tyler Breeze. Is Mike Dalton.
Mm-hmm. See, I've been in the ring with Tyler Breeze.
Yes.
And I won. Just so
I wish I could have been in the ring with Tyler Breeze.
But I mean, this is like well before like the Tyler Breeze time, right? Like he was, I think.
Is this when he was still his Canadian?
Mike Dalton. Yeah, like he didn't even get signed at that point. Well before. It looks like Rhea Ripley is going to win this match.
It looks like it. She's chasing it. There we go.
Yeah.
And just like that, Rhea Ripley is the new, I believe, and new. Rhea Ripley has won the NXT Raw Women's Championship.
That was quite the quick match.
Not bad. What's that?
That was quite a quick match, too.
It was. It was definitely a quick match, but we don't hate quick matches here.
No.
If the match is good, the match is good. Edge, go ahead and get you 13,000 for 3 popularity.
I'll take it.
Then we're going to go ahead and spectate this tables match between Giovanni Vinci of Imperium the champion, defending against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
For the WWE Championship, might I add.
Yes. Giovanni Vinci's WWE Championship.
Yeah. He took the title while hurting Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
In the process. So, needless to say, this will most likely complete the rivalry.
We'd hope so. But will Cody finish the story?
Well, he was already champion, so he is just writing the next chapter.
What were your thoughts of of having Cody Rhodes in NXT last night? Because it hit me a little nice to see Cody Rhodes in that ring, getting that adulation from that fan base, with the place that his dad had so much of a hand in building, and the stars that may not be there now, but these are stars that would have gone to WWE because of the things that Dusty Rhodes did in NXT in the Black and Gold era, in Florida Championship Wrestling, before it was even about WWE territory, when Florida Championship Wrestling was just Florida Championship Wrestling in the old days in the territories.
I mean, when you have a Cody Rhodes in your company and you want to bring back the Dusty Rhodes Classic, it's a no-brainer who should be the guy or the person to announce that. I still would love to have seen tag team title implications to the winners, whereas the winners would get a shot at the undisputed tag team titles.
And we might not. That may be something that comes later down the line. We don't hear anything right now, but that might be something that they do.
When Cody is one half of those champions, it just would have been very interesting, and it would have gave a lot of more promise to that tournament too, because there's a very rich prize at the end for that winner.
Yeah,
but in the sense of how was he made the one night only general manager of NXT too?
He was the general manager last night. Yeah.
The one thing I would like to see, and I think this would be an interesting dynamic, is you have Booker T there, and you have his camp, and you know that they've been feeding a lot of talent into the NXT over the last couple of years. I wonder if we can start seeing the Nightmare Factory do something very similar.
Yeah. The Nightmare Factory did just have an opportunity for people to... Now, granted, it apparently hasn't gone over so well if you listen to some of the stories coming out of it, but they were having some kind of a contest for the Nightmare Factory to go ahead and get people a big deal. And appears to have not worked out as well as they... Yeah, I thought it was great having Cody on NXT last night. I would have liked to have seen him do something with it. I would have liked to have heard the Street Profits announce for that 10-man tag battle royal. 10-team battle royal. I think it would have been fun to have the Street Profits in there.
I'll give you one team that actually would have been a nice throwback to put them in.
DIY?
DIY. Yeah. Well, you can have DIY, you can have Imperium, you can have Street Profits. I think it would have been cool to do maybe 5 teams if you could, or whatever the case may be, or maybe even this could be the Dusty Classic, but you could have teams in NXT versus teams that came from NXT.
I think we're going to see that. I think Dusty Classic may be 4 teams from the main roster. Oh, and there we go. Boom. Or not? No, I thought it was a tables match, but apparently it didn't count. Cody didn't win the match. Cody got screwed there.
Interesting. Yeah, Pretty Deadly as well. Bobby Bonito's right there. So we already have 4 teams right there. And you can even count the Usos if you want to be technically.
Yeah. I was going to say, one of the things I was going to say was you could put in a tag team like the New Day
Yeah.
You could put in a tag team like the Brawling Brutes.
Viking Raiders.
Well, not with Eric injured.
No, but I mean,
And
I'm just saying in general.
Bobby's right here, the Alpha Academy.
Yeah.
Chad Gable and Cody dived and Gio's
Well, Otis
nope.
wasn't there. But it would have been interesting to see, like, I do think that NXT should do that throwback of an episode.
I could be down for that. Big E comes out to 3's not enough. I want 5. I think there's
I did like the. I was gonna say I did like the little nice little present that they gave Asuka, giving her the old NXT title.
Yeah,
the one she had when she won.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if they would do the same with Seth Rollins.
Maybe. It's very possible.
Yeah, very curious how that did not become a finish.
Yeah. Because it is a tables match, correct? I'm just going to pause it for a second to make sure.
Yeah,
tables match. All
right. Rules are meant to be broken.
Cody got screwed, man.
Also, just let everybody know what I'm drinking, the non-sponsored Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper, hashtag Dr. Pepper, sponsor Carl. Remember that you can catch Carl Carafel and Chris Best, our friend Chris Best, who's playing his own GM mode right now, but I know he's still lingering in the chat somewhere. And Giovanni Vinci wins! Oh, Cody's going to have to run a rematch. Cody's going to be pissed. You're going to have to run a rematch.
I really hope that's an angle.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
I mean,
4.5 stars, not bad, not bad.
Oh, that is terrific.
Okay,
Bruno is gets it to level 3. That's perfect.
Bobby Petito bringing the burn. Cody Rhodes can't finish the story on here. Chris Best saying, "Yeah, I'm here. Titus O'Neil just beat Finn Balor for the WWE title in my GM mode in a 4-star match." There you go, Chris Best.
I will say this, based off that match, when it comes to Cody finishing his story, there seems to be something wrong with the table of contents. That was good. You have to give that to me.
That was very clever. Very.
Anyway, LA Knight against Damian Priest, and we have Damian Priest finishing the rivalry there. I gave LA Knight his wish to be on the PLE, and he did not deliver.
That's unfortunate. Now we're going to go ahead and simulate all of Eric Bischoff's show real quick here. And so here we go. We've got 5-star, 5-star, 4.5, 5-star, 5-star. I'm a half-star off from a perfect show.
I think I am on a perfect.
You had 4.5s across the board with the exception of the 4-star match.
Yeah, and that ended up on my
Chris Best laughed out loud for your joke, Parrish. And Astrid Pizarro says, "What to Giovanni Vinci?" Astrid, not only did Giovanni Vinci win the match, Cody won the match earlier by putting him through with a Cody cutter, but the match didn't end. And I'm happy to say no injuries on my show, and I thought there was definitely going to be. So.
That was the first PLE where both of us didn't have any injuries.
Yeah. All 3 shows, nobody got hurt.
Oh, it's a shame. I was hoping somebody on Bischoff's show got hurt.
All right, we're going to go ahead and continue. The Red Flame is perfect for Iron Man matches. You need to put him in more. I gained 200,000 fans on this show, and I earned myself $31,000. Very nice. I'll take it.
I was contemplating using that special promotions, but I thought I'd save it.
Chris Parrish ends up gaining 165,000 fans on this show, losing $120,000 on the show.
It was a 300K show, though, so come on.
And Eric Bischoff here gains 132,000 fans. So you gained 30,000 on Bischoff. I gained about 70.
Yeah.
But he did make $103,000 to bring his total to $1.6 million in the war chest for Eric Bischoff this week.
It's all right. I have a feeling we're both going to just nail him on the WrestleMania thing for cost. I know I'm planning on it.
There you go. Chris Parrish here, fans tier. You've gotten your 4th award for reaching 4 million total fans. Chris Parrish has also received $10 million in lifetime revenue to get to his 5th trophy. And you got a free advertising booking for completing your commissioner goal. I, however, have reached 4 million fans.
So Bischoff's in last place again.
And coast to coast for completing my commissioner's goal. So I have 5. You have 5. Bischoff has 5.
Oh, Bischoff. I thought Bischoff had 4.
And Bischoff is only now 400 fans ahead of me. The road.
I'm not even that far either.
And then, no, you're not. You're less than, 2,000 fans behind?
Mm-hmm.
This is anybody's race right now. Look at this. We are
like 20?
All...
Yeah. I think I'm 20,000 fans around.
871 minus 4099,372. Chris Parrish is 12,499 fans behind Eric Bischoff. Wow. Well, we're all right there. It's as my good friend Ali says, it is anybody's race now. 5 weeks to Mania. Season 2 is up for grabs. We move on to San Antonio, Texas. You want to go through your emails and go ahead and get your... You want to just book one more show each, and we'll just simulate the whole shows, and we can go through and get through our whatchamacallit, shakeups.
I have a little thing for you. How about we do one show each, and next week, if you want to, we complete it.
Just do all 4 shows next week, and we have a WrestleMania show. Yeah,
we do one more show here, and then we continue to do the 4 shows, but our 4th show is WrestleMania.
There we go. Let's do that.
All right. So Joe Gacy's contract is up. And I'm just going to do that. Perfect. I have that. Yeah, do that. See if that helps the morale. No. Yeah.
I wonder what he's going to say to me, considering I crushed it even more than you did.
I'm just going to... I'm going to be cocky.
No, LA Knight's happy. It means a lot to him that you put him in the match.
I mean, that's okay. I'm not going to...
Bobby Munson has left Chris Parrish's Raw. That's a shame. Select a superstar to gain 10,000 whenever they're used in a match. but they and the other superstar in the match have a more increased risk of being injured. All your superstars lose less stamina for matches for 10 shows, and too big to take down. If a giant wins this fatal 4-way, you gain 40 grand. There you go.
I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything stupid in the last stretch. Most popular cruiser. Ooh, and Bruno's done in 2 weeks. Well, then I gotta look at this. Well, of course, no contracts. There can only be one. Okay. Now, just out of curiosity, who's all here? Nobody interesting. The legends are. I mean, yeah, that's a legend.
Yeah, it is.
So, who's my most popular cruiser? Oh, it's Alina.
Well, there you go.
Back ready to go. Sorry, Triple H doesn't want you on the show. Oh, that's just too funny. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to do this then. And then next week they can
Chris Beth saying, I guess Titus was just a transitional champion. Balor took the title back the following week. Chris Best is one of our great friends who is also playing his own GM mode right alongside us.
I was so confused by that, by the way. I was like, since we need some fans, extra revenue to chance of home. We will do that count. Yep.
So I may have had a killer show last week on the pay-per-view, but I have a bad feeling I'm going to reap what I sow this week and have some trouble with not being available for the week. Plus, I don't got a lot of money, and Eddie wants to leave. It's a whole bunch of bad. But we'll see what I can do. See what I can get done once my show comes up. Right now, we're watching Parrish go ahead and try to book his stuff, as we're all, like Ali said, it's anybody's race at this point. 400 fans between me and Bischoff, about 1,250 fans between you and Bischoff, 12,050 fans between you, 500 fans between you and Bischoff. Sorry. Forgot a zero there. My benefit was I put my Mania card set on the line in that one to try to get myself caught back up. I played 4 cards to guarantee myself a big show.
I can't even do that yet.
Why not?
Because I need Selena and I have to not book her.
What are you getting as a card for not booking her?
That's what I want to see now.
Click on it. Yeah, there we go. Free special effects.
Yeah, I need that for Mania. Okay, we'll do something else then. Mm-hmm.
Bobby Petito says, which matches on NXT do you like? I really enjoyed the main event. I thought it was a little bit less than their match at Battleground, but I really thought it was fun. I loved the Dom versus Ilya match. I think Dominic Mysterio has come so far in the short time that he's been in Judgment Day, and they've made him a completely different person, it seems like. He's not the same Dominic Mysterio that used to be out there with his father. It's sensational to see the change in him. So I would say those two are probably my favorite matches, but Roxanne versus Asuka was a fun match too. Parrish is in the zone here trying to figure out what he can do. He's already 40,000 in the hole though.
Sorry.
And just like that, Parrish is out of the hole. And boom, Parrish is booked. Eddie Guerrero, my contract's up at the end of next week's show. 61,000. How about 42? So you stay for 42? All right, Eddie will stay. Trick thanks me for the match. A little disappointed that he lost.
He wasn't going to do it.
Oh, Massey's not happy. He's ready to tear up his contract and move on. No, sorry, Massey. That's not in my plans. Oh, but he's going to give him one more chance.
Did you tell him that you want him in your business model?
I did not. So I have some interesting cards here. They're all instant cards.
Yeah, how did you get the good one?
So classic booking, fan favorites gain morale, and rule breakers gain popularity. So every match I book right now, my fan favorites are all going to be happier with me, and all my heels are going to go ahead and gain 5 popularity. That could be fun. I don't have a ton of rivalries, but all my rivalries could be immediately increased to 4, which could be great. Let me bide some time. Or I could just do the power play and gain 4 power cards. I've only got 3 power cards total. I've got to go take the power play.
You do.
Double cost.
Oh, Bischoff is
Special promotion. Yes. Free special effects. And a pre-match physio. All right. I can work with that. I can work with that. That's all right. Don't book.
I think it's pretty much settled that you and I are probably going to be 1 and 2 at the end of this season. Bischoff is not going to win this.
So Hellspa 3, send the chosen suit. Ooh, I can get a Hellspa 3 for not booking my most popular specialist. Who would that be? That would be Bailey. So if I don't,
she could use the stamina rest.
She could, so that's going to be fine. I can go ahead and probably do that.
And then you can even get her in a feud by having somebody else call her out, and you're still not booking her.
Indeed, what I'm thinking. Oh, look, contract negotiation.
Yeah, go figure. Triple H, I got 2 words for you. Come on, man.
Logistics. Let's book the big show. All right, so that's what I'm looking at for my show. All right. I need Tiffany Stratton out there starting a new rivalry. She is a specialist. She can take on. You know what? We're gonna go back to basics.
I was going to
Nikita
say, why
Lyons
not
versus
Charlotte?
Tiffany Stratton. Maybe. I think I have an idea for Charlotte. And call out Charlotte, calling out Bailey.
Are they both faces?
No. Oh, they are both faces. That's not going to work.
You can change one role next week, though.
I was just say I can. Well, you know what? No. Call out JCJ. That's fine. JCJ. 3 stamina. He should probably take a week off.
Or give him a health spa.
Probably. But let's start with tag team title match. Try to grow this rivalry. Put the tag titles on the line. Shanky and Eddie Guerrero. They'll probably open my show. And then here, Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. That should work. Let's do a call out for Tony D'Angelo, who is a specialist, calling out AJ Styles. And call out Jey Uso and Solo Sikoa. Oh, you know what? Take that match off the card. Let's put that match on the card. Start the level 2 rivalry. Popularity 33 and 47, 74 and 53. Yeah. Put that there. And then have Randy call out Roman here to start the rivalry. That's probably a better way to do it. All right. Now that we have that set, my logistics are good. Some free agents here. No, I think I'm going to leave it. Grab one of those for later. And grab one of these for the pay-per-view.
PLE.
PLE, yes. And then...
Bobby Bonito coming in with some comments. Which matches on NXT did you like? And I liked the match between Dragunov and Dominic, and Lola Vice versus Danny Palmer. And then also, I hope Nikita Lyons comes back in the ring soon, which I think is going to happen. I think she's very close to her return.
She's been posting a lot. She was there live on camera in the viewing room last night for the show. And here we go. I knocked one of my crews down a little bit to be able to afford what I did, but I think I'm going to be okay. In my opening match, Eddie Guerrero versus Shanky. Here we go. We simulate. Shanky with a big win. 3 stars, and the rivalry grows. All right. Here we go. Charlotte Flair calling out JC Jane. Level 1 rivalry. All right. So far, so good. Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso. The Enforcer Solo Sikoa gets the win. Ooh, 1.5 stars, no rivalry. Ooh, that's not good.
Yost.
Tony D'Angelo calls AJ no. Nothing going. Tiffany Stratton versus Nikita Lyons. Tiffany Stratton gets the win. 3.5 stars, no rivalry. This match, this card didn't go as great as I'd wanted, but let's hope. Julius Creed's stamina is a little bit low, but him and Brutus do get the win. 3 stars, so it hurt my drama. And no rivalry will progress. Delightful.
Well, and to open up, we got The Rock against Giovanni Vinci for the WWE Championship because all The Rock's
No run in from Cody Rhodes here?
No, the rivalry's over, man.
I don't think Cody feels that way after watching that last match.
He needs to blow off some steam. Hold on 1 second.
Right.
I think there we go. And The Rock becomes the new champion with the rivalry with Giovanni Vinci. Perfect. And then we got Gunther and Bruno to a level 4 rivalry. That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Because I will complete that rivalry next week. I know what people are thinking. We got Lita against Doudrop, giving some new ladies a chance here. Going to simulate that one up. And we got Doudrop beating the Hall of Famer in a 3-star match, starting a rivalry. Perfect. And we got Rhea Ripley there, getting me 4,000 fans because that is what Rhea Ripley does, people. She just does the job. And then we got Bray Wyatt against Damian Priest.
Ooh,
fun.
Yeah, the Leather Boy.
A little different, right?
Boy.
Now we got Bray Wyatt coming out in a mediocre match, no rivalry. That is okay. That is okay. We got Seth Rollins bringing up his rivalry to a level 3 with Ilya Dragunov with a nice little promo that is excelente. And in the main event, we have Joe Gacy going up against the rated R superstar Edge, because we can call him Edge in this game. No. This is WWE. WWE is Edge. In a last man standing match for that United States Championship.
Joe Gacy, new U.S. 3 stars. Very nice.
So got a lot of progression then going on.
Yeah, and there we go. We got Eric Bischoff. All right, so no injuries, only 2 feuds for me, which isn't great. Parrish, you got a feud there, nothing there. Progression of a feud there, progression of a feud, progression of a feud. You had a good show.
Not too shabby. I enjoyed. I think I did well.
20,000 fans for me. That's not great, but $200,000, which is great.
Pretty much got your money back there.
Yeah, that's what I needed. All right, Parrish got a fan change of 2,200, so a little bit of a gain on us. We do $166,000, which is nice.
Yeah,
very nice. And Eric Bischoff got 41,000 fans, so he's now about 30,000 up over you and about 20,000 up over me. Not ideal. Whole bunch of money. Great. But I got a Health Spa 3, which was desperately needed. Parrish got his free special effects booking, which was desperately needed.
Yeah.
And here we are. 20,000 between me and Bischoff. And like I said, about 30-ish, 32,000, I think, maybe between you and Bischoff.
Yeah, and about 15,000 between you and I.
Yeah. Definitely not where I saw this night ending up, but I'll take it. It's still anybody's race. These last few weeks are going to be a dogfight. But, we're getting ready to go to Calgary, Alberta, Canada. But that'll be next week. So, Parrish, where
Jimmy is mad.
Jimmy's not happy.
Oh.
Jimmy's not happy. But where can the good people find you?
Well, you can find me all over the place. I mean, but let's just put up this one just so people do know. You can follow me on the X at Chris Parrish, the Twitch at the Chris Parrish, Threads, and the Instagram at Chris.Parrish, and the Kick and the YouTube at Chris Parrish. You can see me coming up on shows like Busting Out this Sunday as the Brunch Busters are back. So find out what we're going to do to go off the rails this Sunday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern, we'll just say.
You know what? I think you guys I know you guys like to label your shows. How about Reunited and It Feels So Good?
Well, we do like to do some things, and I think we did something like that when we did the meetup. I know we named it the meetup, but I know we had something there. But yeah, no, we'll play around with it.
For me, you can find me on X at edfries12584. You can find me on the Twitch at twitch.tv/edfries2002. That's where I have all my gaming content. That's where I also simulcast all of these fine shows as well. So you can go ahead and give me a follow on there and get me up to 75 followers as I push to that 75 followers mark. You can go ahead and get me a subscription if you'd like, or you can subscribe right here at our local establishment, where you can find us at Ol'Ed Podcasts on most social media platforms, and including Ol'Ed, our local establishment on Twitter, on Twitch. I'm sorry, our local establishment on Twitch and YouTube. And you can go ahead and go to our sponsor, Rogue Energy. And if you use the promo code OLEPODS, you'll get 10% off your order. They have a brand new flavor that just came out. Parrish, what flavor is that?
I believe. Hold on, let me get my email because that's all on my email.
You normally know this off the top of your head.
I'll have a baby now, so things are not a priority all the time. That's probably the best answer I can give you right now.
Ruby Splash is the new flavor. Ruby Splash in their hydration formula. You can go ahead and pick that up. And if you don't want to go to the website anymore and you don't want to scan a QR code anymore, just go ahead and download the app. Go to search Rogue Energy on your iOS store. You can go ahead and search Rogue Energy on your Play Store. You can go ahead and get it. But you can find me every Tuesday night with Astrid Pizarro's. We talk all things NXT on Taking Over. You can find me every Wednesday night here with the Chris Parrish. As next week, we will be finishing up Season 2 with our mega episode, our WrestleMania Season 2 episode, which includes 3 weeks of television, 1 week of WrestleMania. And of course, you can find me this Saturday morning. Saturday morning cartoons are back with Ed and Andres. We do Marvel Talk. Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, as we go ahead and talk all things Loki Season 2, Episode 2. That'll be airing tomorrow, and we'll be talking about it on Saturday morning live with all of you. So wake up, have your eggs, have your bacon, and talk some Marvel Talk with me and my friend Andre. But for the Chris Parrish, for myself, Ol'Ed Ed Fries, we will see you next time. Have a good night. Goodbye.